Good morning, everyone. This is Rob from BuySide Global. Um, I just want to create a video just to review the market from last week. Especially, we focus on ES and one-minute chart. Most of our customers do. If you are trading in other instrument, other time frame, the fundamentals and strategy remains the same. But since I trade most of the time on ES, our team trade most of the time ES and 1 minute. I'm gonna focus on ES 1 minute. We're gonna talk about the last week, how different days have a different strategies and results, as well as what worked and what not worked, and what you could try upcoming this week. One of the assumption I'm gonna make, you have I'm assuming you have already access to our supply and demand indicator, or supply and demand trading bot. If you don't have either of those, it doesn't really matter if you have supply and demand from any vendor, not just Bicep Global, because supply and demand is a industry standard uh, strategy. Um, but I'm going to show a specific example and strategies using BuySide Global's supply and demand indicator. So to start with, I want to talk about a little bit about the trade direction. Whenever you want to trade, our recommendation is primarily on know the trend and stay with the trend. Do not go against the trend. Only time we recommend you to go against the trend is when the market is boxed up and then going sideways, and then you need to try to scalp between both ways, not just one direction. So let's talk about both today. I think we had a week last week, mix of both. We had couple of days market moved sideways, couple of days market had a very good movements both up and down. Let's talk about what worked and what not worked. Okay. um, Let me start with adding the indicator first. This is as you can see, this is 317 Friday. I have 1 minute ES. I'm not loading mode, it's just 0 days. And then here I'm going to add just the supplemental indicator. Okay, to start with, I think you can visually see the market started with one direction. I think coming down. With I'm in Chicago Central Time, so that's why for me 8:30 is my market open. If you are in Eastern, it'll be 9:30. For me, this is where market open 8:30. The market came down and then it went sideways. Let's talk about few minutes just on how to trade on the trending market. Doesn't these days the trending do not last longer. It'll trend for some time, maybe 30 minutes, half hour, or 1 hour. Um, During that time, I think what you can look for, what you can how you can trade. So to start with, anytime we see the trend, here in this case, the supply, new supply created, not broken, and then the previous demand is getting broken. That means it's a down market is going down continuously. It's keep on breaking the demand zones, and then keep on creating the supply zones. You can see the trend continuously. Moment you see at least two cycling patterns, you can always enter. That's what in the bot also we have coded two continuous down signals. We try to enter the trending micro trends, but visually it's very easy to see in terms of we can see the market moves down or move up, doesn't matter. On the one side, the zones, in this case demands are getting broken and the new supply zone is getting created. You take those trades on the downside. So when I say know the trend, stay with the trend, trade with the trend. Here, in this case, even though the market moves down, you can see the new demands created. You do not want it to, oh, moment I see it's going to reverse, I'm going to take a long trade here. No, I think expect a pullback and then continue. Okay, so that means even the market is trending down, even if we see some of the new zone demand zone created, stay with the trend. Stay with the trend in the sense what's going on. Ignore those new demand zones, let it go up, and then if you see a moment you see another zone created, that means market never goes in a straight line. It always pull back, and then the trend continues, pull back and trend continues, pull back and trend continues. So if you have, even it's even starting here, it started as when pull back, pass, pull back. So know your trend. Do not get pulled down by your against the trend in terms of, oh, it went down this much. I see new zone created there. I think it's time to go long. It's gonna market is gonna reverse until the confirmation happens at two continuous zone created. You don't have the guarantee. You don't know. Okay, look at here. In these cases, it started creating the microdon. Now it's like it's going. Opposite direction. Here you can see multiple zones are created continuously. Demand zone. That's a clear sign of market is reversing, not one or two. So stay, know your trend, which direction market is going, and then stay with the trend. Um, Once you can see here, the day started like a down, but it moved the whole day. It moved sideways in terms of one thing I wanted to say. Most of the time we trade like this. We focus on, let's say we are on 2 p.m. We our screen tend to look like this. That's how I trade. That's how I, because I zoom in where I'm in the market. I try to find those. That's how I trade. But once in a while I tend to pull back and see what is my overall day look like, because that's very important to see. If you don't have this visual clue of the whole overall day, you just always have your screen just like this, you're gonna miss the bigger picture. Because in this case, you can see the market's going up, but most of the time, the real market, you need to look at the full day's trend. If when I look at the full day's view, one thing I always look for, what is the market range? When you say market range, uh, okay, let me have a contest. I think I have a way to find what is my market range, but most of you have different way. Let me know how it goes. My way is anytime I see the seller zone or the buyer zone not broken for a long time. If you look at visually here, look at this. This particular zone. This particular zone started morning for me 9:25. End of the day, it never broken. That is the top market bear top, and then there is a level below. It tested, but for me this is the ultimate level. It never touched. That means this is the line of top of the market. Okay, bottom of the market. Market was found by around 10:46. Since then, end of the day, the market did not move below that line. That means market was bouncing between those two zones whole day. This means this is a market sideways. Moment you see anytime the market have a boxed up zone, I call this as boxed up zone. It created its own boundaries, top and bottom. It just moves in between. These are the days moment I see anytime the bottom of the zone is longer, not broken, top longer, not broken, I tend to stay away in any trade, because for me, those are unpredictable in terms of it could go either way. Only time I re-enter the market when either of zones are broken. Either you can see here, it touched, it bounced back, but if it is broken down here, for me, okay, so pattern is broken, I will try to enter the short here. Or in the same way, even here it tested, not broken. If it's tested and broken up, I would have been here, because there's no value range here, but there is good value range right here. If it is broken here, went above this zone, I would have considered entering. So meanwhile, if I see the boxed up pattern, again boxed up pattern in the sense, for me, anytime a seller zone on top, never tested, never broken, bottom of the demand zone, not broken, tested but not broken, this is market is moving in between, I tend to stay away. Okay, so how do you make sure when you are trying to do the same thing in the bot? Let's go back to the supply and demand trading strategy here. We have the filters. Every trading strategy has three components. We talk about that multiple times. One is like a trade entry, when you want to enter, when you want to consider the entering the trade. Just because you see a possible entry, you don't blindly trade the entry. You need to cross check with multiple filters, which to make sure is it the right way to enter, or is it something you ignore. That's why we have signal filters. So right in here I have set up, consider every new zone creation as the opportunity, and then check against these filters. One of the things we added recently is like a order flow zones based filter, trend based filter. We wanted to check one particular way to see is that you want to see how which direction market is going in a short term, in a long term. We're not talking about like days, because we're talking about intraday day trading. So anytime we say long term, for me, if I'm trading on 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart is my long term. That's why you can see here we had two filters. What is the trend on 1 minute? What is the trend on 3 minutes? If I turn it on, if anytime we see a long signal, the order flow zones or should agree with. um, to go back, I need to add an order flow zones to a little bit explain. I don't want to assume all of our viewers know what is order flow zone. Order flow zones is a trend indicator. Anytime you see the blue, that means it's a bullish bar. Anytime you see a red, it's a bearish bar. Anytime you see a yellow, it's like a choppy, little bit in between, indecisive. So we wanted to see anytime we're taking a long signal, you can literally see here in this particular screen, market moves between the choppy and then the bullish and bearish. There is no pattern at all. If you look back here, look back the time when the market really trending down. Look here, the last blue. From the last blue, where is the next blue? Right here. This is a clear signal by the order flow zones the whole time from almost like a 907 till 951. It's a downtrend. You can see just reds and indecisive signals here. That's it, from here to here. So anytime during this trend, you are supposed to take only the short trade. You never take a long trade. Even if you see the zones here, you should not take a long trade. How do you do that? That's what we are going to talk about in terms of this trading board. In terms of anytime there's a long trade or short trade, order flow zone should always say the same thing. If the signal is long, if the order flow zones on 1 minute says short, it will be ignored. If you turn it on, it will be filtered out. Not only 1 minute chart, we want to look at same trend on the longer time frame. You need to look at the shorter trend as a longer trend. When you say shorter trend, when you are entering here, you're looking at just this bar, because after signal, this is where you are at right now. This is red, okay? Out of zone source red, I'm going to enter. But what about little bit longer time frame? When I say longer time frame, if you change the chart to 2 minute, on 921, what is the trend on a 3 minute chart? On 921, what is the trend on 5 minute chart? On 921, what is the trend on 4 minute chart? So you need to check those same kind of trend. What is the trend on 1 minute chart, 2 minute chart, 3 minute, or 4 minute? If you check more ways to check the short term and long term trend, if everything agree, then it's a better probability that it's a clear trend that it's good to go short. That's why we have these filters. We have, in this case, I'm going to turn it on in terms of 1 minute chart. Since I'm on 1 minute, I'm going to keep it as check on 1 minute. At the same time, I'm going to check a little bit 5 minute chart. Every trade, I need to see the same trend on the both ends. All right, so that's one thing we can do here, and then check it out. Let me show you how it works when it's trending, how it does not work when it's choppy. Let's see both. In this case, when we are really market is trending, I think the best way is let the trade run. I don't want to exit until the market reversed. So anytime supply and demand is chosen, that means I'm placing a fixed target. If I say run, I'm not placing a target. until the market reverse, close the trade on order flow zone change. It'll exit first time when it see the blue. We are here, we enter the trade. When we say close the trade on order flow zone trend change, that means what does the trend change mean from red next to blue? What is the next blue? Right here. So this is a better way to maximize when the market is moving one direction. But if you're talking about choppy market, it's going to backfire you. I'm going to show you how that also. But in this case, let's run it this way. I'm going to remove the stop loss filter because I'm using the other option of closing the trade when the trend is changed. But I need to make sure there is a value area on the target side. All right, let's see. Okay, so this one worked well in terms of moment you saw the signal, you saw the trend on. Actually, you guys don't have one particular indicator, but I have access. Our team have access. Please don't get offended that I'm going to show you something which you don't have access. But it's for me easy to explain. I'm going to add a empty order flow zones. It's the same chart. Let me explain you first how it works. So I'm going to add this is a we are converting the color on the bar below. Nothing but it's the same order flow zones. Okay, don't get confused. Oh, it's a special indicator which we don't have access. You have access to order flow zones. If we every time you see red here, it'll be red down there. Anytime you see a yellow, it'll be yellow down here. Yellow, yellow, blue, blue. The reason is that we want to visually see when we are in there. I can place a cursor here. I can see what is the trend, and here because here it's a little bit confusing. I can see it here. Main reason which I want to see here, I want to see both trends. I'm gonna since I have in this strategy, I have filters on what check the trend on 1 minute, check the trend on 5 minutes. I'm gonna add both. So I'm gonna add both again MTA. First one was 1 minute. See that 1 minute. I'm going to add. Next one is 5 minutes. All right, there you go. Now we can see in terms of when the market is entered, it's a red on here, red on here. Oh, that means both 5 minute and 1 minute trend is down. That means the bot enters. All right, so there's a signal here. Look here. When there's a signal here, it's red here, but what about the 5 minute chart? It's choppy. It's not going to enter. All right, same way. When there is a blue signal here, it's a blue long trend on the shorter time frame. Longer time frame, it's choppy. It's not going to enter. Look at this. Look at this. It failed, but it's good to show you how it works. Look at this. Here, both short term 1 minute and 5 minute both says blue. Go trend. Why? Look at this. From here to market moved up, and then both 1 minute trend and 5 minute trend agrees. Market is bullish trend. Guess what happened? Moment to enter the trade, market reversed. We lost this trade, but our rule works because the trading bot is nothing but the automation of rules putting together and then automated. I think as long as we are fine tuning our rules as per how we want to trade, that's what matters. In this case, our rule was find the trend on 1 minute, find the trend on 5 minutes. If both agrees, and then check the stop loss zone, target zones, check the supply and demand indicator, and then place a trade. It is following the order instructions we gave to the bot. It did. It worked here. Once we saw the trend on both 5 minute and 1 minute. We enter the trade, the trend continued. Trend continued. As long as trend continued, we are gonna win. In this case, our rule satisfied, but moment we enter the trade market reversed, we lost this particular trade. It's okay. I think sometimes we have to deal with those as well. All right. So you can see the three trades. I saw only two trades. I don't know. That's a three trades. Two trades here. What is the third one? Okay, three, and then 370 is the net. All right. So let's go back and check the different day right now. I'm going to reduce a little bit so that we can see what's going on, and then let's minimize a little bit. Okay. Also, one other trending day we had was on, I think it was on 15th. Let's see, I'm not sure. Oh, this is the I want to show you the example of the boxed up. Okay, let's look at this one while I'm there. In terms of from here, market opened I think 8:30 here until if you look here, do you see the box pattern right now here? In terms of the top, this is the top. This is the whole day range. This is the market top of the box, bottom of the box. If you see the market creating a box and then bouncing in between the box, I think the only way to trade right now is on the bounce on the bottom zone here or bounce on the top. Do not take any trade in between. When I say this is the top, this is the bottom. Anytime the market comes back here, bounce and go back up. Anytime in these signals, this is where you can enter to go long. From here, this is a time you can go short, or you can take the trade when it's broken out completely, bar closed completely outside this particular zone. In this case, if the bar come broken here, come down, closed below this particular zone, you could take a short signal. On the contrary, look at this here. On the contrary, the market broken this signal, closed above the zone, you can take a long signal. Okay, so only way to trade if you are in the boxed up region just like this, make sure you wait for those areas. In this case, I think this is a great place. Look at here, it closed below but pulled back, and then new zone created. I think you would have hit the stop loss here, but in this case, moment you created the zone, it just shifted, but still this is the bottom of the zone. You can take from here. Even here, I think it touched and then bounced back, touched, bounced back, touched, bounced back. Here bottom touched, bounced up, almost close, bounced up. I think you need to know the top and bottom of the box of the market and use those as your bounce areas. Do not ignore anything in between. I think this is something we are trying to automate in the bot. Soon we'll have, once we have successful results, we'll integrate in the live. But until that time, we will test with our internal team, because we wanted to add a new trading algorithm to the trading bot to find this particular box and then trade between those boxes. When it bounces, take a long. When it bounces on top, taking a short, exit here. I think this is something on a choppy days we wanted to create an algorithm we are testing right now to automate this particular. Okay, let's go back to one more day this week. 14. All right. Where are we? I think market opened. I think market opened right here. Let me just zoom it a little bit. All right. Okay, so why it took this trade here? It's, you can see the 1 minute and 5 minute both agreed. It took the trade, went down. After you enter the trade, the trend continued. I think this is where we have to feel lucky in terms of once we check all the filters, all the criteria, all the trading setups we had. Once you enter the trade, at that point we are in the mercy of market. Make sure, I think if the market continues in direction, fine. If not, we need to get out. In this case, look here, market was trending down, but we entered, look at here, we entered here, the bot entered here, both 1 minute trend and 5 minute trend says short. We went short. What happened? It pulled back and then we got the stop loss. Okay, let's look at the other end of the days. I think once again, end of the day, we had again strong longer. During the whole time the market was a little bit like up and down, but here you can see both 1 minute and 5 minute trend are long. It took the trade, it closed the session high. We're talking about two different strategies. One, trade with the trend when the market is moving fast. Make sure you are in the right side. When your market is moving one direction, do not enter the trade other directions. How you can validate with the trend, order flow zones with 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes, and then you can place a trade. Or second strategy we talked about, if the market is going sideways, still you can trade by by identifying the top and bottom boundaries as a boxed up market bounce between those top and bottom. Try to find those zones using supplement zone indicator. If it bounces, you can enter. If it is broken through, closed outside, you can also enter. But make sure you do not enter any trades while in between, only close to the zones. All right, so let's look at before we stop the video. I want to look at the little bit of metrics on this one. All right, so um, not bad in terms of we lost the first trade, but other two trades it went well. This works again when the market is, look at this day. There's no box. Market went down side, but did not, because long and short term trend did not agree any of the time. Even though we have a lot of zones created, anytime there is a short signal, either the one of the zone out of the zones did not agree, we ignored everything. Moment we see market is started going up, we found a area where both agrees, we took the trade. Hope this helps. If you have any questions, please do reply back to the email, post your questions on, or if you have another way you are trading on supply and demand, let us know. Either we will test it more and then share with the community, and then if needed, if possible, we'll add it to the trading water as well. Hope this video helped a little bit. Feedback, comments, suggestions, or anger, hate, everything is welcome. You guys have a great day. Thank you.